I bear some good news for those who have been affected by that random aggro point that happens in JFR and sometimes in moonlighting at reconnaissance. I have figured out exactly what causes it and how to replicate it consistently and how to prevent it. Now I've checked where this will happen, and my initial thought was, well, in JFR at the harbor we're in a situation where the NPCs are not initially aggressive, and in reconnaissance we're again in a situation where the NPCs are not initially aggressive. So I thought, well, that's also the case in the Whore, and that's also the case at Happy Birthday. Now, the same aggro point seems to happen in the Whore, but not at Happy Birthday for some reason. So, because the Whore is really quick, let me explain it here. So, if I go to the checkpoint that's before the hotel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot, and whatever time I shoot, that's the time when anyone who is looking at me in the next checkpoint is going to become aggressive. So let's say that I shoot at 20 seconds. Now, when I go to the hotel, at 20 seconds in, the guards will become aggressive.
Want a good time, sweetie?
Afternoon. Where would I find the manager, please?
He's in the hotel restaurant having lunch, sir. It's just through those doors. He's the man in the white suit.
Much obliged. By the way,
And they can do so during the cutscene like this.
she works here. Do you know where
Notice he took out his gun.
Who are you?
He's aggressive now.
No, I've never seen her before. Do you want to enjoy yourself? She's one of the girls down here.
So the aggro point is determined by what time you shot in the previous checkpoint, but the question then arises, what if you shoot multiple times? Then the answer is the time when the guards will aggro is the last time that you shot in the previous checkpoint. So if I come over here, let's say that I shoot at 10 seconds.
without a key.
And then I'm going to shoot again at 20 seconds. Now, we should expect either the guards to aggro both at 10 seconds and at 20 seconds, or only at one of them, and the answer is going to be at 20 seconds only. So let's first verify that.
Sweetie?
So 10 seconds is when I shot first, and nothing happens. And 20 seconds is when I shot the last time, and now they're aggressive. So how do we prevent that from happening? Well, the aggro point is always going to be there if we shoot beforehand, which is always going to be the case at JFR, because we always shoot at JFR. Now, to prevent this from happening, what we can do is we can make sure that at the precise time when the aggro point is supposed to happen, we are not being seen by the guards. So at 20 seconds I'm going to be out of sight. And now nobody is aggressive. That's the rule. Anyone who is seeing you at the aggro point will aggro. But if nobody is seeing you, then nothing will happen. Let's say, let's show a different example. Let's say that someone is seeing me, but it's not a guard. So let me get over here, and the only guy who should see me is the guy standing, sitting on the armchair over there. Then he will notice that something is wrong, but the guards won't. So he should have noticed, and in a few seconds he should start to cower. Yeah, you hear the pedestrians outside going, no! Or maybe it's him, I don't know. But since he's a civilian and he's the only one who saw me, then the guards did not aggro. So how can we apply this to JFR? Well, one thing that I will suggest is keep a note of what time you started and keep a note of what time you shot the guy in the truck last, so you know what point the guys will become aggressive. At that point, try to stay out of sight. You'll probably lose a few seconds, but I'm sure it's worth it. You know, just stay out of sight at that point. Let me do just an example run through, for example. So let's say that I noted on live split exactly the time where I started this checkpoint, you know, to the second roughly. And let me see what kind of time we can get over here. Also, right now I've got Mafia on disabling police, so whatever. We could do the new V clip, but whatever. I haven't like practiced that. So a lot of it is going to depend on driving, and a lot of it is going to depend on the clip over here. 103 is the time, so I expect in the next checkpoint to have Aggro at 103.
Stop right there. Show me your license.
Let's see if that's the case, and then let's see if at what point we are when moving the crates, so maybe we can like hide. 103. So that's gonna be like, if we want to like prevent that, that's gonna be a lot of mental calculations and stuff. We have to like note the time where we started the city checkpoint, note the time where we last shot the guy, calculate how long that time is, and then add that to the time when we start this other checkpoint. That sounds pretty involved, and it probably is. So let's see, 103. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on right here and then go. So nobody aggroed. Let's check that 103 was indeed our aggro point by reloading the save. Reloading save does not change the aggro point, as may already have been obvious. Quitting the game and reloading the save also does not. At 103 these guards should become aggressive. One thing I guess you could do is you could make some sub-splits for JFR and like split when you start city, split when you get the last shot, split when you start this checkpoint, and then calculate based on the time that's shown on live split. There might be a solution. Or you could just wing it, honestly. There he goes, 103. That's all for now, sadly. I really wish that this did not happen, that this wasn't a thing, but it is.